Find your seats. Don't forget the 50-50 raffle. We need 3 months of raffle tickets to be sold tonight, gang. So get your wallets out. And just think about all the money you're going to take home when you win. There you go.
I just thought of it. I'm only going to submit it. That's all you need, right? Scott, is this for the... He's got one. Okay, good. You good? Okay. Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. Good evening, Sarah and friends. Got a nice crowd tonight. Good to see everybody. Hopefully your January went well and your February went even better. That would be a good thing. All right, we're going to start off with our Tech Talk tonight, and I want to welcome Scott Yonley, NASY. Scott is the ARRL Great Lakes Division Director, and he's going to let us know what is going on with the ARRL. So whenever you're ready, Mr. Yonley, and welcome, and thanks for being here tonight. We do appreciate it.
Okay, well, thank you. They've asked me to hold a mic and do a presentation. I don't know if I can do both at the same time. So I do want to let everybody know that since the last time I've been here, no, I've got one. I've got a whole new set of eyeballs. I had cataract surgery in both eyes, so I'm still a little bit fuzzy yet. They tell me it takes about 6 months to get all that squared away. So hopefully I can read everything correctly and you'll be able to read it as well. And we've got everything going on here. I also have some news about my granddaughter that I think will make everybody happy here. So anyway, what's ARRL been doing lately? Well, if we can get this to work, we'll show you. All right, these are the contents of the discussions that we're going to have tonight. Yes, there's 11. There's quite a bit going on, actually. Education and training, Teachers Institute. Over last year, we had 13 Teachers Institute sessions. 145 teachers attended with 99% licensing. That's a great rate, guys. I hate to say that, but it really is. It's a great rate. And this year, our goal is 22 Teachers Institute sessions. They're a week long. They're free for the teacher. It helps the teacher with the STEM classes. They take it back, and we get new hands coming out of that. So, which is a great program to have. FCC application fee reimbursements. I want to go over this just a little bit because a lot of people don't know about this, even though we passed this a number of years ago. If you have a youth that's under 18, the $35 fee is waived by the FCC. Now the candidate pays it, but they get reimbursed back by the ARRL. So if they're an ARRL member, which I hope they are, they can go ahead and get that fee reduced. We also have a reduced exam fee. Instead of the $15 for an ARRL exam fee, it's only $5. And that's to help the youths get licensed. Support in our education and STEM efforts. Of course, we did come up with a free student membership. I don't know if you knew about that either. That was a program that we came up with last year for all of the students. They get everything that a full member gets except for voting rights. So they have full access to all of the data and information up on the websites. Of course, they can download QST, QEX on the air, NCJ, all of that, just like any other member. So if you have a student that's under 21, get them signed up for this because it's a good program. It's free. You can't kick that. Online courses for amateur radio licensing. Well, last year we did really well. We came up with basically a weekend course for people who wanted to get their technician class license. This was done just before Christmas this year, and there were 35 amateurs that actually became general and or technician and or general class licensing. Now the reason why I want to highlight this, I'm kind of proud of this. My granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, came up to me at Thanksgiving and said, "Grandpa, I want to become a ham." So we signed her up for this course. She took the course. The day after Christmas, we ran her through the VE test session. She passed with flying colors. She missed the general by a couple of questions, so she didn't quite make it to general, but she does have her technician class license. So she is one of the successful 35 candidates in that course. It was put on by somebody you probably, their name you'll recognize, but this is not the Wayne Green that you know. Okay, this is his son. So that's Wayne Green Jr. Yes, sir.
How old was your daughter?
My granddaughter is 16 years old. So she just learned to drive this year. She is KF8 FLJ. So you want to talk about one on CW that's going to be a tough one. That one's it. But hopefully she'll get the general, and we'll get her a vanity call, which will be a little easier. All right, our Learning Center. We've had 104,000 courses, presentations on courses this last year, with 2,549 certificates actually issued. So the Learning Center is very, very active. If you haven't been up there and taken a look at all the courses and all the study material that's up there, I encourage you to do that. New products from ARRL. Yes, we are putting out products. This one is our latest one, the dual band handheld Yagi antenna. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're chasing the International Space Station out there. It is a dual band. It's not quite as good as what you could get with a manufactured one, but this one's a lot of fun. And it's a kit, so you put it together. When we first introduced it, we bought 250 of these, figured through the end of the year we might sell them. Within the first week, we sold them all. So we have an order in. Hopefully they'll be in by the end of this week, or the end of this month, I should say. So we've got another 500 units on back order.
Is that a kit, Scott?
Yes, it is a kit. You put it together like any other antenna, okay? It comes in a small box and you just put it together. So it's a lot of fun to put together though. It's a handheld unit. So sort of like the tape measure antennas that we put together. It's similar to that, but a little bit different in the fact that it does have a diplexer for UHF as well. So
I got one and it works good.
good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And we also have an 80-meter extension kit. Now this is for the end-fed antenna that we've been selling a lot of. We've been selling those for the last, 2 or 3 years. And everybody was clamoring, it works great up to 40 meters, but when you go to 80, it's just not so good. So they came up with actually an extension kit for it. It's relatively inexpensive, and they tell me it works equally well. So I'm glad to hear that. Yes, sir. Oh, you got one?
No.
Oh,
I have a question.
okay.
The cost on that, on your,
That one I don't know. That one you'll need to go to the website. I believe it was like $60, but I'm just guessing right now. So, alrighty, new books. A lot of you have heard of Solly Walt's portable antenna sketchbook. It's probably our biggest selling book out there right now. It's even outselling the handbook, believe it or not. It's a lot of fun. The guy that wrote it has a great sense of humor. And so it's really good reading. We also put out Stealth Antennas for Ham Radio. This is a new book that's been put out. Now this book is to help those in HOAs sort of make your antenna a little stealthy so the HOAs don't quite see it as quickly. And it also helps if you're interested in learning how to put antennas up inside. It has a number of ways of doing that as well. So it's a very good book. So if you are in an HOA and are having problems, I highly recommend this book to you. It's a very good book. Streamlining affiliated clubs. We've been working on this as well as you probably already heard. This is the year of the clubs. We've designed and launched some new processes to get new affiliated club applications through. It's all fully electronic now, but there is a feature on there that we created that every club can utilize, and that is right at the very beginning of the process. We ask you if you have at least a 51% ARRL membership, and to document whether or not you do or not, we actually have a way of doing that. You can input your member's name, their first name, their last name, and their call sign only. And it will come back with how many percentages, what the percentage is of ARRL. It does not give any information about the people themselves or anything like that, so nothing's divulged that no one wants. So, but it does let the clubs know. I'll let you in on a little secret here. Next week, in fact, next week to this day, we have a meeting of a group that I'm in charge of called the ECFSC, or the Emergency Communications and Field Services Committee. We will be looking at possibly lowering that percentage from 51%. So that's something that we're going to take a look at, and I'll let you guys know in some updated communications whether or not that actually happened. So, yes, sir.
Are you gonna have to use this process? I mean, we've always just been self-employed.
I'm sorry.
Are you gonna have to use this process to be certified 51%?
To become a new affiliated club, yes, to answer your question, and most likely if we lower, one of the things we're looking at, if we lower the percentage.
I'm not interested in lowering, we just always been self-reporting. We're at 80% or something.
Yeah, and I get that. Now, hang on, I got something for the groups that are 70 and beyond. So,
Well, I just don't know if we lose our affiliation.
oh heavens, no, no. And let me make one thing clear. Once affiliated, you are always affiliated. Okay, you never, ever, ever lose that. So, move on. Special Service Club applications and renewals. They will also be a part of this process, so you take a look at it and have some fun with it. The commission program, are you folks part of the commission program? The club commission? When you get new members, are you signing them up for ARRL membership and getting $20 from ARRL? Wow, I'm surprised. We are also looking at this as increasing it for renewals from $5 to something else higher, okay? And for the new members, we're also looking at a new process that basically, instead of giving it to the club, we're looking at maybe giving it back to the member. So it's something that we'll keep you informed of and what's going to happen. Okay, like I said, year of the club. Promotional efforts. As you see, our National Resource Field Day for 2026, that's our brand new logo. And for our national convention, I know most of us here are used to having the national convention in Dayton, but this year our national convention will be in Huntsville. So hope to see you down there in August. That'll be where the national convention will be held. Awards. Okay, now you were asking, here is what we've come up with. We've got a logo, or what we call a badge. If you're 70% or above, this badge is going to appear on your club page. Now this badge is going to be a PDF where you can actually download it, and put it on all of your other documentation and your website and all that. If you obtain 100%, you've got a special badge just for 100% membership. So, and yes, we do have a number of clubs that have 100% ARRL membership. So those are badges that you'll be able to utilize on your club stationery and so on. So it'll be a great thing for you. Volunteer examiner coordination. All right, decline. Yeah, I know everybody has been saying that membership, or I should say that the ham number is growing, and this. No, actually, it's going in reverse. It's not growing. It's moving backwards. We had a 19% decline last year in actual licenses issued, so it's actually falling backwards, and this is the lowest it's been since 2011. Additional ARRL services, free renewal option. How many of you are ARRL members? Okay, how many of you had troubles renewing your license through the FCC? Okay, there's been a couple. Did you know you can have ARRL do it for you for nothing? They will. And all you gotta pay is obviously the $35 FCC fee, but you do that through ARRL, and they take care of all the paperwork for you. That's one advantage. I hear all the time, what does ARRL do for me? This is just one of those programs. You already saw about the students, we give free membership and so on. So there's a number of things that we do. We don't honk our horn loud enough. I will say that. QSO records. Take a look at that number. And I put down there, yeah, that's 2 billion. That's how many records are in the LOTW system. LOTW is open to everyone, whether you're an ARRL member or not, but is a member service. And if you're going to use this for awards, you have to be an ARRL member. So please, if you aren't, I highly suggest you become an ARRL member. It's well worth it. I know a lot of people say, well, it's $59. Yep, it is, it's $59. But as you can see, there's a lot of benefits that come with it. By the way, on the renewal license, do you have any idea how much W5 Y&I charges? How much?
7 used to be, I don't know what it is now. 7.
$7?
That's what it used to be.
Oh no. Try 60 to renew your license. That's what they want, to take care of the paperwork. That pays you for your membership. And on the outgoing QSL Bureau, yes, that's actually what it looks like. That's a picture of the QSL Bureau at headquarters. And that little gal right there, she's the one that maintains the headquarters for QSL Bureau. And I will say one thing for her, she is a remarkable little gal. She does this all day long. When they get the cards in, she does nothing but put them in each one of those bins. Now, each one of those bins are designed to hold 10 pounds. Because when we send out, they actually send by weight, not the amount of cards. And each one of those bins goes to a different country. So you can see how many different countries are represented there, just right in the front part of the picture there. So quite a few, but we had 1,800 transactions. Is that going down? Yeah, it is. With LOTW and what is it called? EQSO or whatever, it has been going down year after year. But I will say, there's still a lot of folks like me, and like a few of you out there, I'm sure, that love to get a QSL card. There's nothing better to get in the mail.
Well, sir, I don't want to slow things down, but
No, go ahead.
I do have a question. What's this all about, the QSL center? Do people send cards into them or something? Or what?
Yes. That confirms the contact that you made with that person.
I get a lot of QSL cards, but I don't, you know, it costs money to send QSL cards.
Mhm.
So, well, that's just one of my gripes about the whole proof, he can go show everybody at the club. He talked to Fred in Ohio, but, I mean, I don't understand.
Well, let me put it to you this way.
What's the purpose of the QSL center, actually?
What the purpose of the QSL card is, okay, let's go back 100 years. All right?
When Fred was young.
We're back in 1926.
Right. but-
There ain't no internet. There ain't no email. Okay, what have you got? You've got two forms of communication. You could go Western Union. Okay, with a telegram. Or you can send it by US mail with a postcard. Well, that's how it started. They wanted to confirm that they had a conversation with somebody in Europe or somebody in Asia or whatever. Well, okay, obviously Western Union isn't gonna work. So what does that leave you? It leaves you a postcard. So they would send postcards saying, you know, we had this conversation, it was great talking to you. And that's how the postcard started. Then some guy said, hey, I can improve upon that. I can put a picture of my station on there. So that's what he did. He put a picture of the station. And from there it just grew.
Okay, so in other words, somebody from California sends me a card, says, hey, thank you for the contact on whatever frequency, whatever. Okay, cool. Then I send it to that center there. So,
Well, you wouldn't send it, if it's something local here in the United States, no.
Right.
But let me put it to you this way.
I see. for
Yeah,
my
you
rare
can't send it to
overseas-
Russia.
Yeah, for one of my rare overseas.
Right, so there has to be a way to be able to send it to Russia. And actually, that's what this does.
Yeah.
This then, when they get a pile of 10 pounds, they will actually box them up and they will send it to the United States Embassy in Russia.
Oh, so that way I wouldn't have to pay for it.
Well,
Well, you still pay a little bit to participate.
you're correct. You don't. If you're an ARRL member, you don't pay for that. So it comes out of the United States Embassy and it walks itself over to the Russian Embassy, whereby the Russian Embassy takes it and they distribute it throughout Russia. The same way with the folks in Russia, they can't mail to us directly. So it comes through our embassy. Now for the 8th call district, it goes down to Bethany, Ohio, and it gets sorted by a whole bunch of sorters down there that sort out the cards. And then they will communicate with you in some form or fashion. If you let them know who you are, or there's a call sign where they can look up and find your address or whatever, they'll communicate with you and say, hey, look, we've got cards down here for you. Send us an envelope, we'll send you the cards. That's what the process is all about. Okay?
I'm sorry about everybody, I just.
No, it's not holding everybody. No. It's a good, valid question. Thank you for asking it. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Speak up, please.
When my dad moved into assisted living, he threw all of his QSL cards from 60 years of amateur radio into the dumpster.
Oh.
My wife, who is not a ham, crawled into the dumpster and pulled them out.
Good for her.
So-
Good for her.
There are people that still, value those.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, let me go one step further. There is a little contest of sorts. It's called DXCC. Well, DX, is talking outside of the United States. The CC is the Century Club. Okay, if you talk to 100 countries and confirm that you've talked to those by LOTW or via card or both, you have an award or a plaque that they give you for DXCC. Okay? So that's just one of the things that you get or can have. It's just another one of those little things that hams do. So, and by the way, QSL cards, they're not exclusive to hams. CBers have been doing that for years. So. Do what?
Shortwave people.
Shortwave listeners, CBers, it's been around for well over 100 years as a tradition.
Commercial radio, listeners love doing that.
Yeah, commercial radio listeners do this too.
Someone would send a card to St. Louis or whatever, or, yeah, and say, hey, you know, I heard your signal, then they'd send one back.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what the QSL card is all about. QSL is just an abbreviation for postcard. Okay, it's a contact card. I made contact with you on this frequency at this time. So, all righty. We also expanded. "19 good operator letters." This is something we used to do with OOs. And I was an OO for a long time. And I got to tell you, I have gotten so many letters. I sent out an OO to some guy and he wrote me, he called me actually, called me up on the phone and just chewed me out. "How dare you send me this?" It's like, it's a letter that says, "You did good." "Well, no, it's a violation." No, read it. It was on a green card, okay? Not the red card that we usually send out for violation. The guy read it and he goes, "Boy, do I look like an idiot." I said, "Don't worry about it, don't worry about it." And we also sent 3 referrals to the FCC. And yes, 7.2 is one of those that we're sent. Oh, 90th anniversary celebrated last year for ARES. We did a lot. In fact, I wrote an article that was in the July QST celebrating 90 years of ARES. I've also got articles in the February and March editions this year of QST about where is ARES going. Right now, our ARES groups have put in, well, for 2025, they put in 481,000 hours, averaging about 12,000 members per month being active. And that produced about 48,000 nets with about 16,000 participants. So lots going on there and lots happening. W1AW, one of my favorite subjects. All right, last year they had over 400 visitors. That's at least one a day, guys. And it's a lot of fun. Now, for those of you who have never been to Connecticut, and many of you haven't, W1AW sits in the middle of a residential area. You'll actually drive past it and not even realize it's there. It's right in the middle of a bunch of houses. Doesn't look any different than any other house. The only difference is it's on a corner lot. And on that corner sits this sign. And on the other corner sits that sign. Now, most everybody is well familiar with the big memorial building up here. That's what actually faces the faces Main Street. But I'll tell you what, in Connecticut, because it's an old town, Newington is a very old town. It dates back into the 1600s, actually. When you go past, this house looks just like the second house and the third house and the fourth house that are going down the street. You really don't pay much attention to it. What's behind it, and right directly behind it, you'll notice in where the memorial building is, a bunch of cars parked back there. Well, what's behind that is a big parking lot, and then what's in front of the parking lot is the actual offices themselves. This is where all the work is done, right there. That's the actual offices. It's a two-story building. It was built back in 1963. The memorial building was built back in 1936. And it is, well, a three-story building. It has a basement, and it also has an attic. And they are stuffed full of equipment. I will tell you that. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the terrace, the Diamond Terrace project. This is how we get our donation money and so on. There is what they call the brick project. And if you want to spend or donate $250 to ARRL, you can actually have a brick made with your name and call sign and so on, and placed out in the memorial area itself. And right here is mine. And that black arrow over there shows just where it's actually located in amongst the building itself. So as you walk into the door, and that is the main entrance of the building, as you walk in, you can look over and there will be my brick. So if you have some extra cash and want to actually help out ARRL, I suggest highly in doing like a brick, for example. Like I said, it's $250, but I will say it's a well worth project. And there's a number of hams from Ohio all throughout those bricks. There's over 2,000 bricks there right now with names on them. This is the committee I'm most proud of. I'm the chairman of this committee. This was the latest committee to be formed as a standing committee. There are 3 standing committees. There's the ANF, which is all financial. There's the programs and services, which basically takes care of all of the awards and DX contest, field day, that type of thing. Then comes our group, which was kind of labeled the alphabet soup group. The ECFSC, or the Emergency Communications and Field Services Committee. We take care of all the field services and ARES all together. Some of the changes that we've been making and improving upon, we removed the annual limit for how many sanctioned hamfests a club could have. Yes, actually we had a limit for a while. There's a number of clubs that we have, even around here in the Great Lakes Division, that want to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hamfests a year. Believe it or not. I got one in Michigan. It's the GM club up there. They actually have what they call a trunk fest, and they have one every month. So we did eliminate that as trying to open it up and be fair with everybody. We did establish a minimum age for section managers, and that minimum age is 21. We created a amateur radio activity report. I hope that I brought that to this club's attention several years ago that we were working on that. That's now to fruition, and it's actually out there. Please, if you're an individual and are doing things, say you worked on a repeater or whatever, we want to know about that. We want to know about how much time you spent doing other things. Club presidents, that type of thing. I think your name's Scott. I'm sure you do a lot more than you're just doing right now. Okay, all of your time should be recorded. And why? Because this is time that actually gets turned into volunteer dollars that we show Congress. How many volunteer dollars do we give back to our communities every year? Field day is another good one, because you're doing that for the community. Any community services, VE testing, another one. Doesn't have to be ARRL, okay? Anything that you're doing out there. Quite frankly, we want to know how many hours you spent and so on. We have been working on and have rewritten the section manager workbook. And of course, I mentioned the membership verification for the clubs that's there now, so which is really kind of cool. This one is kind of near and dear, something that happened just recently, not too far from here, ARIS. What is ARIS? Amateur radio on board the International Space Station. We actually had an event up in Canfield just about a week and a half ago. Right? No, 2 weeks ago. Sorry, 2 weeks ago. That the Mahoning Valley group was associated with. And this is where the kids actually get to talk to the astronaut. And it's a lot of fun, I gotta tell you. There were 20 kids in this group that they had got questions. We got lucky this year. The space station actually, when it comes over the horizon, is somewhat weak yet. But this year, for some reason, we hit a good day where the sun was shining and there wasn't any clouds. So when he came up over the horizon, he actually was very, very good communication. And being that it's 2 meter FM, you know, if it's good communication, we go. So we actually got an extra 26 seconds of communication with them that we wouldn't have normally gotten. But it was a nice clear day with no clouds and that, so we were able to talk directly in. And it was a lot of fun. These kids just had a blast, I gotta tell you. This little girl, she had a tough one for him. She asked them how they went to the bathroom up there.
Very careful.
He did a good job of following up. He just basically said, well, it's sort of like when you were a baby, you know, we have diapers and so on, but you can tell that it was it was a well thought out question. So give him credit. All right, that's the end of the presentation. Now, if you guys got questions. Oh, come on, I didn't do that good a job. Let's go, come on. Whatever's on your mind, it's free game, whatever questions you have. And I'm sure you have some.
What are you doing
The
about
bricks.
the numbers?
Wait a minute.
The bricks that you paid $250 for.
Yeah.
Could you do that as a club?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you pointed a couple of different statistics where numbers are in decline and probably have been for quite some time. What are we doing about it?
What are we doing about it? Well, you know, it's like any hobby. What can you do about it?
I mean, you're the ARR account, right? Do something about it.
Well, you know,
And then maybe there are proactive things you could do to engage, like, the average age in this room is kind of up there, right? So how do you pull in youth, maybe more youth programming?
well, you saw I'm giving a free membership.
Yeah.
Okay, we also give classes. We're also giving licenses. Remember, it only costs $5. We pay the $35 fee. So it's $5 to get a license.
Well, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I get that question a lot.
Enticing youth in,
What can you do to entice youth?
I don't know.
We don't either. That's the thing. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to you folks to help us with that. Because we don't have the answers either.
Well, the teachers program is a big part of that.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Spending
Teachers
a lot of money
Institute
on the
that we
teacher
do, but still, you know, I hear this all the time. And why doesn't ARRL do more? What, if you have suggestions of what we could do, I'm more than willing to listen, you know, to help out. Wait a minute, got one here first.
My response, I guess, to that is how I got back into the hobby. I was originally licensed back in the 70s. And I hadn't been active for maybe 15 years or longer. And my daughter, we're in Copley, and they have a ham radio club at the high school at Copley. They also have a ham radio club at the middle school. in Copley. And so she knew that I had a ham radio pass, so she joined the ham radio club when she was in middle school. And so I started kind of volunteering to go back and help out with the kids there, and that's what got me back into the hobby here. And so I just felt we were very lucky that we lived in a school system that had that as part of their activities. My response would be outreach to school systems and making it easier for the hams and school systems to get together, because a lot of times the school systems are like, you're a stranger, we don't know you, we don't want you in our building.
Truthfully, when I went to Canfield, I had to show my driver's license and another ID to even get into the building, and they already had my name and my information long before they knew who I was, but it's the procedure that they have to go through. Most schools nowadays are locked down. My daughter teaches down in Big Walnut, down in Sunbury, Ohio, and I can't even go in, like if she forgets her lunch or something, I can't even, as her father, I can't even go in and hand that lunch to her. So I have to leave it at the main desk, and then she picks it up from there. So it's very tough to get into the schools.
So maybe something again, because that's where you have the youth, and they're already in a place, and they're kind of, you got the after-school club programs system already there. It's managed to facilitate the connections between those groups of people and people like us.
So now I will tell you, my granddaughter, she got interested through CAP, Civil Air Patrol. Now, we put on several programs for the Civil Air Patrol around the state of Ohio for a number of years and never got anything. And then all of a sudden, the Civil Air Patrol down in the Columbus area is really getting hot and heavy on getting the kids ham radio licenses. So she got very interested in it because of that. So that's one of the things that we have done, but didn't see the fruit right away. So in the same way, the Teachers Institute, we can educate the teachers on how to teach to get the kids interested in ham radio, but it takes a while, especially to get through to the educators of the school system, to be able to put on a program that will allow them to actually do that teaching. So is it coming around? Yeah, some schools are. I know in the city of New York, and Long Island in particular, because I'm good friends with the division director up there, and he is actually going into those schools, but he is a retired New York City cop. So he has credentials that are a little bit higher than most schools will recognize. And he was a school resource officer before he retired, so, which also gives him a lot of ability to get into schools. But even that, we try our best in giving what we can and doing what we can, but it's like, okay, what's the next step? I don't know. I really don't. I wish, help me out. Tell me what you think, what your ideas are, and we'll see if we can enact those.
You've got to find some cool factor that...
I know, I wish we could. Well, one of the cool factors is coming through the ranks even now, drones. It's a cool factor, and did you know a lot of drones operate in a radio band?
Yes, they do.
As a radio control unit. And on 6 meters, we have a special set of frequencies that only hams can use for remote control. So that's one of the things that we have done. And we've had that ability for years and years and years. So, okay, any other questions? Yes, sir.
Back to the bricks, can you do one posthumously?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Anything else?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
Now, this may sound silly to some. What about the local media? When you have, another thing that we did in the park last year, people setting up radios and everything. Let the media know, and when you have your field days, see,
One of the
if
anchors
you
at
can
Channel,
get a TV.
one of the anchors is Channel 3 is a ham.
Huh?
One of the anchors at Channel 3 is a ham.
Yeah, oh, there you go. 5 Fox 8, whoever, yeah, that's gonna alert the media to these
And,
things.
well, you guys do alert the media, right?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
There
As
isn't
far
much
as the
media
school-
left, but yes, we do. Media.
Yeah.
Yes, oh, go ahead.
But we do, we've, you know, a lot of clubs do. One club in particular in mind, the Hillsborough Club, down in Highland County. They've got an in on their local newspaper, because their club secretary happens to be one of the reporters. So they get all kinds of coverage.
And as far as the schools, how to get them involved, don't go into the school, don't go into the building. Have it out on the football field or something, on a weekend when kids can walk around.
Yeah, it's tough to even get into the Boy Scouts now because of all of the bad things that have happened. And it's really tough to get to the kids themselves. What we need to be getting into is more of how do we get the parents to get involved, because they're the ones that are gonna bring the kid. So that's what we've been working on, is how do we get that parent, not just to drop the kid off for a class, but to become part of that class as well. Because you know what? Even when we get the kid licensed, what happens? He hasn't got any money. He's not gonna be the one buying the radios. He's not gonna be the one putting the antennas up. It's the parents. So if you get the parents involved, they're the ones that are gonna buy the radio. They're the ones that are gonna put the antennas up. They're the ones that are gonna keep that out in front of the kid. Because it's gonna be there every day for them, sitting there most likely in a common area, so everybody can operate. So those are the things that, you know, we're hoping with contests and different types of things like that we can bring along will draw the interest of people and say, hey, yeah, I'd kind of like to try that. You know, one of those interests years ago was a little function called Parks on the Air that we did. Now look how it took off and grew. So, and it has grown, trust me. Parks on the Air is a big program. So, any other questions? Anything about the board meeting? I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
About that posthumous memorial brick, can you put 2 names on one?
Yes, I believe they can.
Okay, good.
There's 3 lines, if I remember right. So you can put up to 3 name call sign. So there's a number of clubs that are already in there, and there's a number of dedicated to a family member or whatever. So there's a number of those. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend taking the time to go up to Connecticut and visit. It's a 10-hour drive. I do it twice a year, actually 4 times a year, but it's a 10-hour drive to get there, but it's well worth it. Yes, sir.
I got a question. You said in Connecticut, that's the state. What is the name of the town?
Newington.
New England. Okay.
No, not New England. Newington. Okay, Newington is it's a very, very small suburb town
Yeah, so.
to Hartford. Now, what's Hartford known for?
Insurance.
Insurance companies. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting an insurance company up there, trust me. They're everywhere. And they've got 50, 60-story buildings all over the place. So, and that's the industry there. But it's fascinating how, just like when we meet at the board meeting, we don't meet there in Newington. We actually meet in a little suburb called Windsor. And it's just off onto the north, just a little bit. So you're about 13 miles away from Massachusetts. So, any other questions? Like I said, do you have any questions about the board meeting? Yes, sir.
I think you're already doing it, hooking up with TikTok. I think we need to hook up with some big influencers on there. I've been posting up with so many different hands on there, a lot of parts on the air guys. And if you hook up with a lot of those influencers, I think you can draw in some of those younger crowds.
And that has been one of the things we have been doing, is trying to make contact with the podcasters.
Yeah, and because you can see where they at, they're on their electronic devices.
Oh, absolutely.
They're on their electronic
Yep.
devices. So if you can sneak in there, I think you can do pretty good.
Yep, okay, yep, and that is something we have been doing, is making sure our presence is well known up on those areas. In fact, I just posted just a little while ago, just before I started the meeting, I posted that I was here doing a presentation on Facebook.
That's awesome.
So, like I say, if you guys have questions about the board meeting, or what happened there, or whatever.
You seem to be wanting to tell us, so.
No, it's one of those things
I have no way
that,
I can ask a question, because I don't have no idea what was on their agenda, so.
okay, it's one of those things where I get, after the presentation, I will get, well, you didn't talk about what happened at the board meeting. Well, okay, a lot of what you saw here was from the board meeting itself. These are things that we do. Okay, I'll give you one. A lot of people ask me, what's the board meeting really like? Okay, how many of you here have ever watched C-SPAN? It's no different. It's the same. We have people that get up and they'll make speeches for half an hour, 45 minutes. We have caucuses in the back of the room that go on because we're arguing over a talking point that somebody brought up or something like that. It's the same thing. It's not much different. We talk about the finances just like Congress does with our finances here in the country. And we talk about policies just like Congress does. So it's pretty much the same. Is it boring? You better believe it. I get there on a Wednesday, and usually Wednesday night I start sitting in on meetings, and it doesn't end till Sunday morning when I leave at about 6 a.m. So, and even then, on the way home, we're usually having conference calls and so on about what happened and those kind of things. So, but being I have hands-free in the car, we're fine. So, any other questions? Okay, hearing nothing, thank you for being such a great crowd. Appreciate it.
All right. We're going to take 5. We're going to get connected up for our regular membership meeting. So it's potty time. 5 minutes. To the February 19th membership meeting, the February edition. Again, I think the weather has cooperated with us today. Very nice weather for a change. Yeah, you gotta. That's a tough one.
It is.
All right, welcome Sarah and friends. I want to, let's see, we have some new folks here today. If you are a newbie, we need to talk to you. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Jeff, AFA, DTA. I've been to one meeting so far, and I am addicted.
I think I heard you on the radio.
Yeah, oh yeah, I have. Yeah, very, way to go. All right, Jeff, thanks for being here, and we do appreciate you coming. Any other newbies here? Yes, right here.
I'm Jim,
Here you go.
KF8DUF.
KF8.
KF8DUF.
Okay.
I'm from Stowe, I'm just here visiting the club.
Do you know Ralph?
I've heard him on the radio.
Okay, yeah, he's from Stowe. Anyway, yeah, I guess there's more than 2 or 3 people in Stowe.
I just listen to many of the nets all the time.
Oh, great.
I just thought I'd come down.
Do you have your ticket yet? Your license?
Yes.
Oh, well then we're good. Then we're good.
I'm a general, I got a general in November. So
Fabulous,
almost a
fabulous.
year.
All right, that's great. And welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for attending. Anybody else? Anybody? I don't think so. All right, let's get this show on the road. Announcements tonight. First, our next membership meeting is also on the 19th. Happens to be in March. Tonight we're going to have nominations. That's coming up shortly. And we have a class. I have my license. Now what? That's a repeat of the class that we had last year. And it was very... Yes, Lily.
I'm on the track team now.
That's great. You need to sit down. Okay, thank you. The license class was a big hit the last time we did it, and this is another way that we're going to be able to reach out to hams, is having a new ham license class. I'm sorry, it's not a license class. It's a orientation class more so. You've already got your license. Now what do I do with it? And what are some of the questions that you might have concerning what kind of an antenna should I have? What kind of coax should I use? And other kind of participatory questions. And that's what this class is all about. One of the things that you can do with the class, when you sign up, if you have a specific question or an area of interest, you can indicate that on the sign-up sheet. And we will address those questions that you have in the class. So it's a great class. It's going to be held in, well, we're actually going to talk about it a little more in a future slide here tonight. But that class is being offered. Elections are next month. The elections will be held March 19th membership meeting. That's our Sarah bylaw paragraph that you've seen more than once. And I think that's all I have on that slide. Are there any other announcements for the good of the cause? Now we're going to talk about Fox Hunts and some other things when we get into the committee reports. But other than that, anything else for the good of the cause? Any other announcements?
Dues are due.
Dues are due. Very good, Mark. Thank you for that. Dues are due. Yeah, we're not going to let you go until. We'll give you some time. I know, Mark. I got you. Yeah, you're in. You're in. All right, dues are due. Anything else? All right, the minutes. Mark, anything about the minutes?
I liked them. How about y'all?
I love the minutes.
The minutes were good.
That was like being here.
Yeah, especially since we didn't record it last month, it was nice to have the slides involved there as well.
How did you get that huge Oscar home?
It was difficult. It was very difficult, but I managed.
Ron's truck?
Ron's truck. That's the vice presidential limousine.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is the vice presidential.
Oh, and Mark, did I spell your name right?
Thank you, Gary, you did. All right.
All right, approval of the minutes. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign.
They were so good, let's have seconds.
Ah, there we go. I did? Finally. Finally. All right, treasurer's report. Mikey?
Sorry, guys. We are having a financial meeting.
Ah.
Okay. Okay, now this was a quiet month. We had our usual fees. We had $21.19 for the hose skater, and a $30 deposit for dues, because we all know dues are dues. And I don't want to have to send over my Grace Killer attack dog to get the money. And so we have the Amazon Web Services, that was $69.53. We had the Starlink subscription, which was $5. I transferred $250 from PayPal. Now, what this does not take into account is I checked our account balance on PayPal before I left. Actually, it was earlier. It was $667.56 because people have been paying their dues. And then I saw another one that came over, so that's even higher yet. It just hasn't been transferred. And we had $40 of cash on hand. So we are sound. But here's the thing. I also wrote out a check tonight for $900 because they don't let us have our meetings here based on our good looks. So
They charge us more.
they charge us more, and they say, oh man, we're gonna have to nail you guys. So here's the thing. You know, like with the 50/50 and things like that, it is important because it's gonna pay for our home. So overall, we are sound, but we need to keep it going in the same direction, okay? And thank you very much. Who gets this back?
Very good.
I got it. All right, thank you very much. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate your good work there, buddy. All right, first order of business tonight is nominations for officers. I'm going to lead it off. I want to nominate Nick Trewick for president. I need a second.
W2JLS.
W2JLS. Mark, you taking notes?
W2JLS?
Yeah. Okay. Vice President.
I'd like to nominate W2JLS. No, I'm totally kidding.
He would be a good vice president. Yeah, he would. All right, nominations for vice president.
I'll do it.
That's not a nomination.
I'll nominate KPMI.
KPMI, Phil is on the docket. Is there any other nominations for vice president? Going once. Twice. Sold. Treasurer, our current treasurer's hat is already in the ring. That would be Mikey. Are there any other nominations for treasurer? All right. We have one nomination for treasurer on the docket right now. And the vice treasurer, Mark Hayden, is the incumbent, and he is already, let's see, we probably need to nominate them, right?
I'll nominate him.
All right, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Are there any other nominations for vice treasurer? Nothing heard. I'd have to check the bylaws to see if we take nominations later than tonight. I have to check that. I'm not sure. But right now, we do have a docket and a ballot, so it is what it is. The election is next month at our March membership meeting. So if there are no other nominations, that'll be a very quick thing to happen.
JLS nominated for?
No, I was seconding.
It was a second.
W2JLS is vice president
Got it. All right, we're going to get into our committee reports now, and we'll see how we go through this. First up is our technical committee. Jason's not here tonight. He's down in Florida. He is actually working, so not all fun, although I did get a text from him tonight with, it did look like something very drinkable that he was indulging in. So, but anyway, the new mail system that we're using now has been fabulous. We don't get any bounce backs. Now we're using List Monk. It's a great service, and you can derive a lot of statistics from it as well. I can see if anybody opens the email and stuff. I can't see who, of course, but you guys do open the email, and that's good to know. Also, Jason is planning some repeater updates, basically on the digital side. I got to say, we have a extremely robust repeater system. But that doesn't mean that it's perfect, and that doesn't mean that we can't improve it, and we certainly will continue to do such. And again, like I said, I think the things that he's planning are on the digital side in terms of maybe the Raspberry Pis, etc. So that will be forthcoming, and next month Jason will explain in a little bit more detail. Learning and VE Committee, Mr. Hunter, would you like to take over from here? There you go.
And Gary has already mentioned I have my license now walk class, and it's not going to be this Saturday, it's the following Saturday at the Rittman Library. Really nice facility for such things. And if you're a newly licensed ham or you know somebody that's newly licensed, encourage them to come to this. I think we have 5 people signed up so far, so the class will be going forward. It starts at 10 o'clock. We've reserved a room 10 to noon, but there's nobody taking the room away from us, so we can stay there for the rest of the day if necessary. And we talked about, at our committee meetings, we talked about having a fox hunt in May, and this will be something a little bit different, not in the terms of a fox hunt, but we plan to have our meeting, as we typically do, and then at the end of the meeting, we'll deploy and do a fox hunt. So prior to that, Jason's going to do a build project with the Handy Fighter to give you some tools to utilize for that. So there'll be more information coming up about both of those things in the very near future. But the fox hunt, again, instead of it being a Saturday starting at Viewers, we're already going to be here. So we'll deploy from here and go find the fox.
All right, thanks, Doug. Appreciate that. And also, as far as the fox hunt is concerned, we also have the Bob Bone Memorial Fox Hunt that happens every year. Dave's going to be in charge of that this year. We're looking for an early fox hunt, like maybe at the end of March, toward the end of March. Dave, you want a couple words on that?
I'll throw out a date, potential date, March 21st.
What day of the week is that?
Saturday.
Okay.
So if we want to do an early one, that might work out. If anybody has a better date to throw out, but that's, early March is coming up too soon.
Early is in weather might be a little better.
And I think Easter's in first Sunday in April.
Okay.
So I was going to throw out the 21st as a shot. So if we can get some people, let me know. If we can get 3 or 4 cars, I think that'll work at least.
Be perfect. All right, thank you. All right, that would be March 21st. All right, so we're going to plan on that for the Bob Bone Memorial. And I've already gotten email from folks that are interested in doing a fox hunt now. Matter of fact, I got it in the middle of February, and I'm thinking, seriously, you're thinking about fox hunts? There's 6 feet of snow outside. But anyway, that's good. That's all good news. And the 21st, I think that's going to be a nice, that'll be nice to have the March fox hunt. And then have our tech talk for our club meeting, have that a fox hunt. Now, obviously, if you don't want to participate in the fox hunt, it won't be the fox hunt first and then the club meeting. We're not going to do it that way. But if you want to partake or maybe team up with somebody who is going to do it, we're hoping to get some pretty good participation the night of the club meeting. So that should be a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, and the new ham license. If you're getting back into the hobby after a number of years, you may have some questions. Things have changed a little bit over the last few years with the inclusion of the internet, etc. So that might be something for someone who is that you were a ham in the past, but you're re-entering the hobby again, and that might be something you might want to attend as well. Any questions on this? Additionally, we're always looking for Tech Talk ideas, suggestions, volunteers, etc. If you would like to, if there's something that you're really interested in and it's not covered, you can check our webpage, wawky.org. Under our meetings, we have the presentations are listed for the year. I don't think we have too many blanks right now, do we?
I think we have an opening.
One?
October, maybe November.
Okay, anyway, if you have an expertise of your own and you would like to present it to the club, to the group, let us know. Actually, let Doug Hunter know. Stefan, you have anything for the VE side?
Just our next VE session is April 4th, and with it, our last VE session, we had an individual come in, James Wright, and he tested on exam tools from tech and also general, and he passed both. So he walked away really nicely. And one of the things I told the guys that's really cool is in exam tools, as soon as somebody's licensed, they send the coordinator, such as myself, an email that says, hey, the person was just licensed, this is their new call sign. So you don't even have to look for that. It just immediately shows up, which is a nice feature. So other than that, April 4th, our next session.
All right, thanks, Stefan. Do appreciate that. All right, any questions on learning in VE for Doug or Stefan? All right, social committee. Plans for 2026 include a field day t-shirt design contest. We're going to do that again this year. Operating event support, of course, field day, POTA events. I'm not sure how many this year. POTA seems to be taking off again. The social committee supports that. Winter field day. All of our operating events are potentially supportable by the social committee. Our annual family picnic, of course, the Christmas holiday party, and the apparel sale. And also the 50-50 raffle is going to fall under the social committee as well. I think that might be a good fit. Yeah, just not tonight. All right, any questions? Stefan, anything to add for the social committee?
No, do you want me to?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it's your committee.
Well,
I mean, I just put the stuff down that we normally do.
Well, I wanted to tell everybody, thank you very much for allowing me to be the chair for the social committee. We had a great year last year, a lot of great events. I am stepping down, so they will be looking, Gary will be, for a social committee chair. But it was a great ride. We had some great times, the great food for the picnic that everybody brought, and you couldn't even get better than that. And the Christmas party, fantastic Christmas. I don't know who that guy is right there, but I think his face is going to come up later. And the magician guy, all I can say, man, I don't know how you got him, but I'm just saying. But anyways, thank you very much for letting me be your social committee director, and I'll meet you on the Lido deck later.
Thank you. All right, the committee chairs are chosen by the executive committee, and they become part of the executive committee as a committee chair. That's the way that works. And Stefan, we appreciate all your work from last year. You did a great job, and it's much appreciated. Any questions about the social committee? All right, I do have some ideas of which way we can go with this. Found out tonight, as a matter of fact. All right, so with that, member support is always there, and lurking in the background. Just if you need some help with something, if you have a question about something, contact Ron, and he will. If he can't answer it, he will point you in the right direction. I'm sure there's someone in this club that can answer most of your questions.
If I don't know, Nick will do it.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, that's you're connected. Yeah, he does. That's the one thing about the vice presidency. Oh no. Oh.
He'll be the driver of the...
It's the presidential limo, huh?
Yeah, see?
There we go. All right, sounds good. All right, any questions about member support, its function, what it's supposed to do? All right, very good. Operations Committee, here we go.
Hi, everybody. We did Winter Field Day. That was awesome. Let's have a round of applause for everybody who helped make that happen. That was awesome. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to wrap up Winter Field Day, talk about how we did. I don't remember my next slide. That was my next slide. That was a mess. We couldn't have picked a better day to do Winter Field Day. Wow. Yeah, it was something. So we had that snowstorm coming, and it was Friday morning before field day. No, it's Thursday morning. And I was at work, and we actually decided to pull together over lunch a last-minute operations committee meeting to discuss what we were going to do because the snow was coming, the cold weather was coming, and we were getting a little nervous. So, as everybody knows, the snow ended up coming Sunday night. And we were just really unsure of what, we didn't want people coming to the cabin, and we knew we weren't gonna probably have much snow Saturday, so that would be fine, but we didn't want to be tearing down Sunday, and people are driving in the snow, and you're trying to tear down in the snow. So it just wasn't gonna work. It just wasn't gonna work. So it turns out we were able to cancel the cabin, and that's what ended up happening. We got a full refund for that. We thought that was the best move. Safety-wise, right, so we don't have to be setting up and tearing down in the snow and people driving around, right, so what ended up happening was a member of the Canton Club, Mike N8XY, was gracious enough to open his house and say, we put a lot of time and effort into this, right, everybody was really, really excited, and I really appreciate all the time that everybody put into it. We had a group, Lane and Ben and Scott and Nick, and everybody who helped make that happen. We had a couple of guys at the Canton Club, they're just phenomenal. Justin and Craig and Mike N8XY. It was a great effort. It was really a pleasure to work with those guys. Very professional, just outstanding. It was a pleasure to work with them. So it was great that Mike, and more importantly his wife, allowed him to open up their house and invited us to their home to host Winter Field Day there. So we moved the venue at the last moment to Mike's house down in Canton. And so that came with a whole host of things that we had to figure out in about 24 hours. But those guys are awesome. We made it happen. So we set up in Mike's basement, and we used his existing antennas, so there was no tear down. And we had to go over there Friday, and we were plugging filters in, plugging different radios in. How is this interfering with that? And how do we get that to stop talking over to there? And we were freaking out, I don't know if we're gonna be able to make this work. And we made it work. And it was a combination of their equipment and our equipment, and we just made it work. And so we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But really appreciate those guys, and really appreciate everybody who braved the weather to come and operate. It was really great. It was a good time. So
Gary came down and operated. That was really cool. He was my wingman for logging. That was awesome. Doug and his wife came down and operated Saturday, and it was a pleasure to sit down with them and help show them the ropes. That was phenomenal. It was great. Let's see, we also had Lane working some digital modes over there. We appreciate that, Lane. I know there was a lot of problems with the digital modes and the radios, but we appreciate you sticking it out. Your efforts ended up getting us over 1,000 points after the multipliers, so thank you for that. We really appreciate that, Lane. We had Craig. Craig was always at a radio, it felt like. He operates CW, and so he was cranking out. I looked at the log, and you just kept scrolling, and you kept seeing his name on there. It was impressive. So, a couple other members of the Canton Club, Byron, I believe is his name, and he was also working CW. This is Dale. Dale is the president of the Canton Club over there operating at their Go box. It's got a DX10 in it, and just hanging around, socializing during the event. This was our professional way of getting the coax through the window. Just shove sheets there because it was freezing. Like, we put one little towel in there and you could feel the breeze coming in. It was like Snowmeyer's where it was blowing on the window. So Mike just kept stuffing that with blankets. So this was a very well set up, very good setup too, by the way. We ended up making it all wire run nice. Mike has tiles just like this in his basement, so we ran the coax up and everything, so nobody's tripping over anything. So it was really good. It turned out really nice. So we ran batteries. We ran a lot of batteries. Mike likes batteries a lot. These are cell phone tower backup batteries that you gotta ask him about the story about how he got these, but he has 10 of these things, which is, I don't even remember how many watts of power, but it's ridiculous.
Same as the Tesla.
What's that?
It's the same as the Tesla.
It's the same as his Tesla. Yeah, it was phenomenal. So I believe after the entire event, they were still at 100%. So that was, we could have operated till Kingdom Come and we would have been all right. Thank you, Ben, for lending us your 710 for operating. I appreciate that. And thank you, Scott, for lending us your headsets for making the operating. They're phenomenal to operate with. I love operating with the Hiles. They're great.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. This was our little command station that Justin had set up. All of the logs came back to here, and that was also how he was watching over as all the logs were coming in, and the contacts were coming in, and he also linked up the W8AL repeater to Doylestown. So we were able to talk to folks and spot ourselves throughout the day, which was really a lot of fun. That was really cool. KF580E from Cibolo, Texas actually threw out his call sign on the repeater through Echolink and was wondering where we were, and I ran down to the radio and talked to him on 20 meters. It's really cool. So that was fun. And that's their little Go box there. It's pretty nifty. So this is the setup we ended up settling upon. So Mike has he had an off-center fed, a 40-meter off-center fed in his backyard, and then he has a 40-meter loop up above. But they're positioned to optimally interfere with each other. So it did not work out so well. But what we realized was we have HF triplexers. And thanks to Jason I believe that was Jason who originally got those triplexers, we were able to run both stations off of Mike's 40-meter loop, which was really cool. We did have to set up more filtering though. We learned that our filters are not bandpass filters. I think they're low-pass filters, so they didn't quite work. But Canton had some, what did they call these? Doom Stars? I don't remember. But they had these filters that are actually bandpass filters, and so when we used our equipment with theirs, we were able to use the 40-meter loop, and that worked. So, that would have been bad if we had all the interference we had the day before. So. All right, I haven't seen these pictures. Gary added these. So let's see. This was us making a satellite contact with the ISS. We did make an FM satellite contact with them. Had a great pass. That was phenomenal. Us partying out down there in the basement, laying there at his station. And then Nick at night with his smoker. That is a fancy smoker. That is phenomenal. If you get a chance, if he brings it to another event, you got to stop by. That thing is a piece of art. I love that thing. That is awesome. So, yeah, I'm sure. He loved it enough to drive all. You went to Georgia to go get it?
Yeah.
and came back. So, did you have anything else on the food? You were freezing your butt out there, Nick.
It wasn't that bad. I had many layers.
A lot. He was like this.
Christmas story.
Yep. And we even had a kerosene heater out there too to try to. You took all the layers off though. You had to be freezing there.
That was at the end.
At the very end. All right. So, do you have any comments?
The ribs were fabulous. I mean, they were to die for, and I did.
Yeah. We had 2 racks of ribs left over. They were delicious. So, anyways. All right, let's start talking about operating. So, how did we do? It was a 30-hour event this year. It was from I think it was 11 a.m. on Saturday until 4 or 5 o'clock on Sunday. And we actually operated till the bitter end. I made the last contact, which was a lot of fun. So we ended up contacting 73 different sections, which is really cool. I thought that was a cool number. That's a very, very apropos number. How else? Multipliers. This was the big one, right? We were trying to get as many as we could. So we ended up with, you can get a total of 32 plus 1. All of these add up to 32, and then you just get a default of 1. We ended up getting all except the QRP. We got all of them. Guys, that is insane. That is crazy. Thanks to Mike. Mike was just driven by something. I don't know what it was, but he just was like, we're doing this. And it was phenomenal. So we operated on alternate power on batteries. We operated away from home because Mike didn't operate. It was his house, but he didn't operate. We all went to his house, right? So we were operating away from home. Let's see. We did deploy an extra antenna. It was very cold when we did it. Another off-center fed. We made the FM satellite contact. We ended up making the sideband satellite contact. Thank you, Mark, for the use of your 9700. That was a lot of fun. We actually contacted the Warren Amateur Radio Club. That was a happy happenstance. That was really cool. We ended up sending the WinLink email. We copied the Field Day special bulletin. We almost missed that. We just kept missing that. That was terrible. That was like the easiest one, and we kept missing it. It was terrible. But we all woke up, a couple of us woke up at 7 in the morning, and we copied it on 15 meters coming over from Ireland, so we got that. We made 3 contacts on at least 6 different bands, and we got the 12 band shells. I think we ended up getting 14 bands, actually. We used multiple modes. We didn't operate QRP. We operated, everything was 100 watts. And we operated for 6 continuous hours during the event. So this was our certificate from the Winterfield Day Association. We got 1,131 contacts. 1,131 contacts. So pat yourself on the back for that. That was phenomenal. That was great. So let's talk points. How did we do with points? So we ended up making 741 phone contacts that were worth 1 point apiece. We made 19 digital contacts, 2 points apiece. They ended up for 38 points. CW, 371. They were 2 points apiece. Boy, I wish I made up 1 more contact on phone to make that equal. That's bothering my OCD. For a grand total of the 1,131 QSOs. Total points, 1,521. That's default points without the multipliers. Once you factor in your total QSO points, plus your points multiplier, plus a default of 1, because if you didn't, you'd end up with 0 if you didn't get any multipliers. Then you ended up with a grand total of 44,109 points. 44,109 points. Where does that put us in the rankings? Well, our class was 2 hotel. We are number 1 in our class. Now, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Scores are still coming in, right? Scores are still open until March 1st, so this could change, but this has not really changed in the last half month, right? So we are well above the number 2 spot at 36,000 points, and we blew it out of the water with making 92% of the objectives with our 29%, our 29 multiplier right there. So 2 hotel, I will tell you, because of the snowstorm, there were a lot of one hotel stations. Everybody was operating from home, right? So there were, did I write? Yeah, only 31 entries in the 2 hotel class. So how did we fare with regards to just the H class in general, right? Doesn't matter the number of operators. Well, H class, there were almost 16,000 total entries, and we are number 1. We are number 1 in our class up to this point so far. 1,600 entries. You can see where everybody was. Everybody was operating from home. 30 in our class, and I think on the other side I said 31. I think 30 is correct. 3 hotel stations, there were 7, and then a couple others for higher numbers than that. So really, really awesome. So I think the next slide is how we did with regards to all of Winter Field Day. This is really cool. Top final scores. We are number 2 for Winter Field Day across all classes. We are number 2 across all of Winter Field Day. All classes, which is really, really awesome. I think for a 2 hotel station versus like all of these other stations, right, we've got a 4 outdoors. Those guys had to be, where were they? Look, oh, they're in Oregon too. Those guys had to be intense. All these others, you know, 4 indoors, 3 mobile. So there's your entries per class. So for all of the hotel, there were 1,600 people operating from home. There were 320 stations operating indoors. Outdoors, 321 people. Those guys were the real, they're dedicated. And mobiles, we had, I can't read, 214. So not too awfully bad. So across 2,400 entries, we're number 2 right now. So again, this could change, but that is really cool. So pat yourselves on the back, that is phenomenal. So how does that stack up compared to last year? We didn't participate last year, but W8AL did, and I showed this way before Field Day. So last year they made about 29,000 points, and they made, let's see, final multiplier of 22. So we did quite a bit higher than that this year. We helped get up above that, and I think that kind of speaks volumes to clubs participating together and having a shared goal and being passionate about it and making it happen. So, like I said, those guys, they're real professional guys over there, and we appreciate that, you know, Mike had the idea for it and invited us, and I was like, hey, we would love to do that, and so we made it happen, and it was a great experience, I think. So this was the QSL card for the event. If you're interested in one, they're over there on the bar. You can pick one up and take them home to commemorate the event. So there you go. And just want to say again, thank you to everybody who helped make it happen. Did anybody else have anything to add, I guess? Any stories or anything to share about the event? All right.
Hey, Josh.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you, how many stations, you know, when you said, you know, so many were going to be out, like we did that switch, was there anything like pre-registered of how many were going to be, you know, in remote locations and they did that last minute change?
No, because you end up like, once you start making your first contact, that's when you're locked into we're a 2 hotel or a 2 Oscar or a 3 Oscar or something. But there was nothing like pre-registered, I don't think.
Right, so you guys were at the camp and then you guys went to the...
Yeah.
That last minute, you know, how many people were planning to be...
Yeah, I don't think we have statistics on that, but it'd be kind of cool to know. I imagine a lot of people, given that, the number of people operating from home, so. Last thing I'll mention, Spring Operations Committee meeting. I've mentioned this to a couple people. I'd like to get our operating events for the year on the calendar. So we're gonna meet, I'm thinking it'll be Saturday, March 7th. I need to talk to some of the members and see if that actually works. I'd like to find a day, like have the days. We sometimes meet on Thursday evenings, sometimes Saturday afternoons. What works for folks? Is the online stuff working? Because we never typically meet online. I'd like to eventually get to do some in-person meetings. So I'd like to hash that out. But I'm thinking it'll be Saturday, March 7th, maybe after the Border Breaker Net at 3:30 or maybe at 6 p.m. I'd like to talk to some folks and see what their availability is. But our agenda is going to be talking about all these different ideas, right? We're going to have Summer Field Day for sure, but I've had folks mention we want to do an APRS workshop. We're definitely going to do more POTAs this year. Fox hunts, lighthouses on the air, that's something that's definitely I want to make happen with you, Dave, And Nick has mentioned a K3LR tour potentially. Jason has mentioned there is a ARRL Club QSO party coming up in April, maybe we could participate in. I participated a little bit in the Worldwide CQ DX sideband contest in October, so maybe we could do something like that, and whatever other ideas folks have. So I'd like to see if we can get some things on the schedule and make it a great 26. So last thing, join the operations committee meeting, or the operations committee. We're always looking for new members. If you want to sign up just for the mailing list, you can go on the club website to the members drop down and go to join a committee, and then you can sign up there. So that is all I have. Any questions? Chuck?
What's the story in back of the W8 Oscar call sign?
It's just we wanted something with Oscar to represent Ohio, and that was what that was.
So is that a specially issued?
It was a special event call sign specifically for our joint operations, because we didn't want to operate under just W8AL or W8 WKY since it was both the clubs. Anything else? All right, thanks everybody.
All right, well, I got to tell you, Josh did a bang-up job in the collaboration between the Canton Club, and Sarah was phenomenal. Actually, Nick started that outreach to other clubs a couple years ago, and Josh has taken it to a new level. And that was just a great job on Winter Field Day, Josh. And I also want a big thank you to Nick. That smoker is smoking. I'm telling you, it was just it's such a great. I have a friend who is very heavy into smoking. I was talking to you about this, Nick, and oh man, can't take you guys anywhere, can I? You can dress him up, but you know the rest of that story. Anyway, he took a look at that and he said, that's the real McCoy. I mean, that is a great unit. We will pester you. Yes, we will. I know you do, and that's a good thing. All right, and also, my other comment on this is Summerfield Day, folks, the gauntlet is down, man. I mean, the gauntlet is down.
128 sleeps.
That's already starting. There we go. All right, nice job, everybody. All right, that's all we got. Any new club business? New club business? Anything we didn't cover? Anything outstanding? Anything new coming down the pike that we're not aware of?
I just want to ask, did the email come out for this meeting, in the last couple of days or like a week ago?
Are you keeping track, Mark?
Well, I know it came out like.
Well, I sent 2 out within the last, I don't know, week-ish. I didn't send one out. The last couple days. No, I did not.
So you didn't send like the minutes out of last month's meeting?
No, but did you send you didn't send the link out? We'll send the link out. I'm sorry. That was an oversight. Actually, I kind of dropped the ball on a couple things. I had to visit the hospital, and I just haven't been up to snuff 100%. So, but anyway, sorry about that, Mark.
They're right.
I'll give you a phone call next time. I got your number. I do. Yeah. All right. Any new club business? All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Lily, what's on your mind? Well, I'm calling on you now.
Checked in how many times?
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Are you going to have a lot of fun? Good. Okay. All right, kiddo. All right.
I have a little question.
Half a question.
Okay, you little hand, you. All right, anything else? Anything else for the good of the cause? All right, 50/50 raffle. Next meeting, again, as I said, is March 19th. The Tech Talk will be by Ken Dorsey, K-A-8-O-A-D. He's going to talk to us about Slow Scan TV. Plan to attend and bring a friend. All right, 50/50 raffle time. What we're going to do tonight, we're going to pull a ticket for the 50/50 raffle. And then compliments of Mr. Scott Yonley. We have 2 books. We have an antenna book and we have a handbook. We'll throw the 50/50 money winner back in the bucket, and then we'll pull 2 more tickets for the books. All right? All right. Everything's in?
We got 162, so 81 to the winner.
Ooh.
And then 2 books to give away.
All right. Crank it up. Round and around and around
Lily
it goes.
is
Look
just-
at this, how professional this is, guys.
Lily is just dying to reach in and pull
Oh, I
out
bet
the
she
winner.
is.
So,
Where'd you get that at? Goodwill?
What are we talking about?
The tumbler, that's an awesome tool.
Oh, Goodwill?
there we go.
It had to be from a flea market, we didn't buy it new.
If nobody hollers, it's me.
25232-074.
074.
My God, I missed it by 3.
074. And we got a winner. All right, throw his ticket back in the hopper.
Right after me. That's a book, not money.
81, Jim? Congratulations.
All right, Jim's buying.
Okay, that's good. Yep, that's good. All right, crank her up. Crank her up. This one's for the handbook. This one's for the handbook. Thanks again, Scott. We really appreciate that. You treat us too good. We don't deserve that.
046.
046.
Oh,
46.
We got a 046. Look at you, Lane.
Always winning.
I'm telling you.
He's a winner.
All right. I guess you got a choice.
I said the handbook.
Okay.
black or white? That's your
Handbook. No, the handbook.
The ARRL.
Okay. Would you prefer the antenna book?
Of course.
Well, then take the antenna book.
Was that the winner?
Yeah.
Which one?
There you go. All right. Don't put it back in. There you go. All right, crank her up. I love to see those tickets tumble. Well, don't break it, Mark. I just bought it.
All right, round and round she goes. Pop goes the weasel.
Up goes the weasel.
He sings too.
153.
153. And we got another winner. There we go. All right. All right, I want to thank everybody for attending tonight. I want to thank you, Scott, for coming by, giving us that excellent talk. We do appreciate that. And we'll see you next month, also on the 19th. I'll try to do a little better with the meeting reminders, Mark. All right, 73, everybody. Take care. Be safe on the way home. We'll talk to you again real soon.